Thanks for checking out this haul video. So, we're doing it. More Vinegar Syndrome, and these are just all the titles that were the new releases for September. 4 of them were already included for me because I'm a subscriber, and one of them I did purchase at the special subscriber price because after watching a trailer, it looked very interesting to me. So, they were kind of behind on their shipping. I ended up getting this very late in September, very close to October, so yeah, I don't know, getting behind on some things, maybe something was kind of held up in the process, but anyway, gonna go over these. I also did make purchases that I'll be showing in 2 other videos coming after this because they had their Labor Day warehouse sale where they were trying to get more room in their warehouse, so they were trying to get rid of a bunch of titles that they had on some pretty decent discount, and there was a lot of stuff that I had been meaning to pick up. So those 2 videos coming after this one will be what I picked up for that. Also, one of the things, I'm going to go over these in the order of what I'm least excited in to what I'm most excited in, like I have done before. And here's what I want to do. If any of these movies you want me to do an in-depth review on, go ahead and put it in the comments and tell me you would like me to do an in-depth review on that. And if I get a few people saying that they want that one, I will do an in-depth review on it. Otherwise, these will just end up being short movie reviews because I have been doing shorts, which are, no longer than 60 seconds, just like a quick review. So these will all get that treatment. So, but yeah, let me know if you want another one. But anyway, enough delay. Let's get into what they had new for September. So the one I'm least excited about, but still sounds interesting, is Curse of the Screaming Dead. Don't love this slipcover. It looks a little more simplistic than what I like. I mean, it's cool, like the sketch style looks kind of cool to it, but I usually want more color to the slipcovers. I actually think that the inside looks... The original artwork looks way cooler. Curse of the Cannibal Confederates. Very interesting cover. I love this. Love this. All right, and then on the inside, just see the discs, and it's just the same as what was on the slipcover. I always flip them. All right, so let's read about Curse of the Cannibal Confederates, a.k.a. Curse of the Screaming Dead. 3 young couples head off into the woods for a weekend of camping, beer guzzling, and lovemaking. I'm sold already. Shortly into their trip, however, one of their group, Kiyomi, notices the strange sound of bells ringing in the distance, prompting her would-be boyfriend Mel to investigate. Upon stumbling across a Civil War cemetery, Mel makes the ill-fated decision to pocket an old diary he finds hidden at the site, which details the violent fate of the Confederate soldiers buried there. Little does he realize that this seemingly small act of theft will have grave consequences as its pilfering triggers a horde of rotting undead soldiers to awaken from their tortured slumber, ready to feast on Yankee flesh. Yeah, and it's got, 2 discs, it looks like. Yeah, so one of them, it must have a good amount of special features, because I'm assuming that one of the discs just has special features, really, but yeah. Looks like there's a decent amount of special features on this. This one looks... it sounds interesting, but once again, it's the one I'm least excited about after watching trailers, so... But we'll see. The next one is called Arnold, and this is better as far as the cover goes. I really do enjoy this cover, and the back looks pretty fun. It kind of reminds me of what I've seen from the trailer of Frightmare, which they did have on sale during their Labor Day sale. And what's the original artwork for Arnold? Not great. Looks pretty boring there, but, And then on the inside, there's the disc. Cool. Love him in the coffin. Okay. Let's read about Arnold. When wealthy, eccentric Lord Arnold Dwellin dies, his funeral also doubles as a wedding. Arnold gets hitched to his mistress Karen, who will inherit his vast estate if she agrees to meet several conditions. This includes remaining in his mansion with Arnold's corpse by her side. Karen, along with Arnold's ex-wife, his brother, and several members of his family, are unhappy with this arrangement, but desperate to get their hands on Arnold's vast wealth, which allegedly includes a pile of money hidden somewhere on the grounds. But as each of the guests attempt to break or subvert the conditions of Arnold's will, the consequences end up being lethal, and Karen finds herself caught up in a series of grisly murders. Has Arnold returned from the dead to take revenge on his greedy loved ones? Or is there a living, breathing killer lurking around the mansion? This sounds Giallo-esque. It definitely sounds Giallo-esque, because obviously it's not actually Giallo because it's, not Italian, but... And I haven't seen it yet, so I don't know. It might not be, but sounds like it might be. Also, Roddy McDowall is in this, which I'm excited about. I really do like the performance of Roddy McDowall in Fright Night, so pretty excited about this one. Arnold. See how it is. The next one is the one that I ended up purchasing at the special subscriber price. Unfortunately, was not included, and that is An Eternal Combat. I watched the trailer, and the trailer just made it look so wild. I was like, yes, yes, yes. Absolutely, yes. Also, this is a numbered... Whoops. Let me show you. This is a numbered one, so you can see. High number. It's fine. And then on the inside, I just flipped it to this cover, because the other cover was the same as what I already showed you. And the discs also has like a poster. There's only one disc, but it has a poster. And like an additional insert. I don't know what that's about. Anyway. And the disc. Now, let's talk about an Eternal Combat. In late 15th century China, the Master, a Taoist priest, has been destined to fight the Japanese Demon King, a vengeful spirit who has power over the forest. The Demon King has fallen in love with a woman named Gigi and forces her to be his bride. As the Master begins his fateful battle with the Demon King, they're unexpectedly thrust into a time vortex which transports them 500 years into the future to modern-day Hong Kong, wherein they discover Gigi's reincarnation, who is being terrorized by her vicious ex-boyfriend, Ben. This sounds quite interesting to me. Big time. Sorry, there was something going on in my computer. And once again, I saw the trailer. It looks wild. You can tell by what I just said, wild concept. Very, very, very into this one. And actually, I've been really digging like the Hong Kong releases that have come from Vinegar Syndrome. So, yeah. Very excited for An Eternal Combat. We'll see how it goes. Second to last one here. And this one looks really cool. Evil Judgment. I love this cover. This cover is so cool. The use of blue and red on this is awesome. And then the back is also pretty awesome. I mean, just look at that. This says Giallo all over it, or Giallo-esque film, especially because of the straight razor. But we will read about it and see what we think. Also, love this. The original artwork was cool, too. It's all great. I'm a fan already. And then it's just got the straight razor there. All right, let's read about Evil Judgment. Aspiring young dancer Janet is desperate to leave her dead-end waitressing job. So after a fight with her sleazy boyfriend Dino, and with the encouragement of her friend April, she decides to try her hand at prostitution, as one would. The two women set off to spend the night with one of April's regular clients, a strange older man named Ron, who lives in a vast, secluded old mansion. But before proceedings get underway, the house is plunged into darkness, and a razor-wielding assailant brutally slashes the throats of both Ron and April. Waking up the next day in a hospital bed, Janet attempts to relate the horrific events to grizzled detective Armstrong, who dismisses her story as a drug-induced hallucination. However, as the mutilated corpses continue to pile up, and Armstrong continues to ignore the obvious, Janet and Dino attempt to uncover the truth, only to find themselves thrust into a nightmarish maze of murder, madness, and diabolical conspiracies. Yeah, there's literally a feature on here called Canadian Giallo. So yes, it's not actually Giallo, but it is very much Giallo-esque, Giallo-inspired. So this one sounds quite interesting. You know how I feel about Giallo and Giallo-esque films, so really excited about this one. That was why it was my second most interested in film. Okay, didn't sound great, but yes. The one I'm most interested in second, but Evil Judgment. Okay, and that brings us to the one I am most interested in, and this is, I believe, another Hong Kong one, and that is Ghost Nursing. Watch the trailer for this. It is wild. Ridiculously wild. Now, that looks ridiculous. This looks ridiculous. And the inside, also, original artwork, ridiculous. So, you kind of have an idea what you're probably going to be in for, and then the inside, it's got that weird baby thing on the disc. So Let's read about ghost nursing. Ridiculous title. Jackie is having bad luck with her life in Hong Kong, so she travels to Thailand, believing that a change of scenery will do her well. Shortly after arriving, she learns from a mystic known as the God of Gold that if she agrees to nurse a ghost child, her fortunes will change for the better. Deciding that anything is worth trying, she sets up the required altar and begins to feed the ghost drops of her own blood. This sounds like a great idea. The protective young spirit helps turn her life around, but when she becomes distracted by a new boyfriend and forgets to feed the ghost, all hell breaks loose, leading the ghost to fight off an academic studying the occult and possess Jackie's boyfriend, thus setting into effect an increasingly violent chain reaction. Sounds wild, right? Sounds very, very, very wild. I just want to read like a little extra stuff here. It gleefully indulges in all the genre's most beloved tropes: women in supernatural distress, rampaging ghosts, mystical black magic rituals, bodily possession, Taoist sorcerer monks, a botched exorcism, and of course, plentiful graphic and gruesome horror replete with squirming bugs, scalp mutilation, and gushing bodily fluids. I mean, you got me. You got me. I'm very excited. Obviously, most excited for ghost nursing. Here we go. Like I said, these Hong Kong releases have been my favorite. There was actually a stint in my life where I was watching a lot of Asian cinema back in like the early 2000s. It's kind of starting to reconnect me to that with a bunch of these releases they've had. But anyway, that's all the stuff that I got. There were the new releases for Vinegar Syndrome for September 2023. So go ahead and, like I said, in the comments, any ones that you want me to do full reviews on, let me know. All the other ones will just be very short, 60-second or less reviews. So just know that. Do me a quick favor, hit subscribe to my channel. I would be very grateful for that. Also hit the notification bell button because then you'll know when I'm putting up new videos, and you can feel free to hit the like because it helps with the algorithm and all that jazz. But thank you so much for checking this video out, and until next time, keep it brutal.